so I drew it more clearly for them. It was a boa constrictor having swallowed an elephant. But this time, when I showed it to people, they still said it was a hat, and they said that I should put my crayons away and study something more important, like arithmetic or geography. And so I did. And I never again spoke about boa constrictors or primeval forests or stars. I threw my drawings away and I learned to pilot airplanes, and I lived my life alone. But this is the story of how I learned to draw again. I'm working at this Pizza Hut, trying to pay my way through college, serving chicken wings and breadsticks to my fat-ass clientele. It's not as if I planned on working here forever, but one day it's gonna be ideas I'm gonna sell. Wouldn't you wanna buy a car that has jet wings? Or how about a spacecraft that warp you through time? Wouldn't you wanna own a piece of tomorrow? I'm gonna be the one that shows you, 'cause I'm the one the vision flows through. And though you may not see what I see, I'm the boy with dreams. So when I was 8 years old, I would think up new inventions, and I'd show my mom the models of the things that I create. And I would draw up plans, and I'd sketch things out, thousands of designs of the things in my fate. That's when I knew I'd build a car that had jet wings, and that's when I thought of spacecrafts that warp you through time. That's when I knew I'd own a piece of tomorrow. I'm gonna be the one that shows you, 'cause I'm the one the vision flows through. And though you may not see what I see, I'm the boy with dreams. What about ice cubes that never melt, or playing cards that heal themselves? What about clothing that never needs to be washed, or keys that beep every time they're lost? What about a light switch that was voice controlled, or cupware that kept your soft drink cold? A computer that typed any word you spoke, or a pencil set that never broke? But there's always that car that had jet wings. Take a jump without the netting, 'cause my heart and guts are betting that just like that car, I'm gonna fly so far. I'm gonna give the world a car that has jet wings, and show you all a spacecraft that'll warp you through time. I know you wanna own a piece of tomorrow. I'm gonna be the one that shows you, 'cause I'm the one the vision flows through. And though you may not see what I see, I'm the boy with dreams. Joe'd already left home, 11 years old, on my own, feeling nothing but lonely. There's nothing to do, there's nothing out there but the traffic down on State 93. So I'd sit through the night by our old black and white TV. That's when I saw it, that's when I heard it. Magic Kingdom, Disneyland. Close my eyes real tight, wishing hard I might, wishing hard I may find my way to Disneyland. Gotta get to Disneyland on a western breeze. Magic carpet, please. you're gonna say the trees are paper mache. It's done with mirrors, no magic there. Each little bird's full of springs. You press a button, it sings recorded music in the air. They've had the mountain refaced, it's only plywood and paste. Go on, say it. I'll turn around and tell you I don't care. I don't care. I will live in Disneyland. Make my home in Disneyland. Maybe it's all a fake. That's a chance I'll take. It's perfectly okay. Someone give me Disneyland. Take me there to Disneyland. And when I get to Disneyland, I'll stay. You're stupid, right?
No.
I mean, you do stupid things, done some things you regret. Yes. Things that you would never want to admit in front of this crowd here because they were so stupid. And the rest of you, how many of you have done stupid things? I see you, liars. You're all cringing slightly or hugely right now because you might be forced to admit, if only facially, that you are among the ranks of the stupid. Or, in other words, the human. Human equals stupid, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Thank you. I mean, just look at the world right now, right now. The insane shit that is flying across the airwaves. I mean, they have finally won. The forces, they, them, the unspeakable horror that can't be real except for the unfathomable fact that it totally is. I mean, you watch the news and the fake news, and you can't separate the parodies from the realities because you know that it has finally worked. They have won. I mean, we are so busy making the news sound like entertainment, and entertainment mimicking the news, and newspapers sounding like tabloids, and reality shows being faker than the fictional shows that are actually realer to us than our actual lives, that we are so fucking caught up so that they can lead us wherever they want to go. The forces of money, the forces of power, the forces that want to keep them up and us down, them selling and us buying whatever they want to sell us. Well, either you are closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Help me cultivate horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Dare take and try to give an ironclad leave to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot. But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score at a balk-line game. I say that any boob can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradé. I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit and listening to some big out-of-town Jasper here to talk about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they shut down right on the horse. Like to see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch. Make your blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets at a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum with a capital B that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. And all week long, your will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittering away their noontime, supper time, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled in the screen door, patched to the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pouring any water till your parents are caught with a cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, we got lots and lots of trouble. I'm talking about kids and their knickerbocker shirt-tailed young ones, digging in the pool hall window after school, and that's trouble. Folks, right here in River City. Trouble with a capital that stands for pool. Now, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when they're loafing around that hall? They be trying out Bebo, trying out Cubas, trying out tailor-mades like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale breath with scents. And one fine night, they leave the pool hall, headed for the dance with the army, libertine men and scarlet women, and ragtime, shameless music that'll grab your son, your daughter with the arms of jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble.
Oh, you got trouble!
Right here in River City. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the Maine, Plymouth, Rock, and the Golden Rule. Mothers of River City. Heed this warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers? Below the knee. They're nicotine stain on his next finger. A dime novel hidden in the corn crib. He's starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang. Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell. And so is your old man. So, my friends, we got trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Children, gonna have trouble.
Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble. That game with the 15 numbered balls is the devil's tool. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble.
Yes, trouble here. There's big trouble.
With a T. And it stands for pool. Well, what I do is I pretend to be the person that I am portraying in the film or play. You're confused. Case in point, Peter Jackson comes to me from New Zealand and he says, I want you to play Gandalf the Wizard. And I say to him, you are aware that I am not really a wizard. And he said, yes, I am aware of that. But what I want you to do is I want you to use your acting skills to portray a wizard. And I said to myself, how do I do that? And this is what I did. I imagined what it would be like to be a wizard, and then I pretended in that way on the day. And how did I know what to say? The words were written down for me in a script. And how did I know where to stand? People told me. If we were to draw a graph of my process, it would look something like this. Ashton, 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 action, wizard, you shall not pass, cut! Ashton, Ashton. Now, you will be portraying John in this play. And how will you know what to say? Well, you'll have the script with you, and you will learn the words, because you will not have the script on the night. And that goes for everybody here. There will be no scripts on the night. You will learn the words. And you will speak them as if you were saying them for the first time. Because if you did have the words, it would ruin the illusion, and the whole thing is an illusion, you see. You are not really John. You're pretending. And that is acting. Let me show you. I spend my day just sad and blue. Sad and blue. I spend my nights just mooning over you. Over you. Oh, I'm so So I have lived in Wyoming my whole life, and my family has lived in Wyoming for generations. Now, when it came time for me to go to college, my parents can't or couldn't afford to send me, and I wanted to study theater, and I knew that the only way I was going to go to college is if I got on a scholarship. And they do this thing every year, this Wyoming State High School competition, and I knew that I could get a scholarship if I took first place in duets. So I went to the university, and I asked one of the professors, I said, I need a killer scene. And he says, here you go. This is it. And it was a scene from Angels in America. And I read it, and I knew that I could win best scene if I did a good enough job. So when the time came to tell my parents so that they would come to the competition, when they have to understand, my parents go to everything, every ball game, every hockey game, everything I have ever done. But they brought me into their room, and they said that if I did that scene, they would not come and see me in the competition. Because they believed that it was wrong. They believed that homosexuality was wrong, and that they felt that strongly about it, that they were not going to come and see their only son do probably the biggest thing that he has ever done up to that point in his life. And I didn't know what to do. I had never defied my parents' wishes before, but I decided to do the scene. Better without you. I was safer alone. No, I give it all for you. I give it all for you by my side once more. Oh, I give it all for you. I give it all to hold you again, to feel I'm completed, to know there and then that all that I needed was you. And now you're here.
I took a trip while I was gone. I cashed in all my savings and bought an Eldorado. Drove to Tennessee. I took a trip while I was gone. I drove across the country and I stopped in lots of diners and stared at a million stars and thought I could touch the sky. And I tried to believe it. It was better without you. I was finally free. No, I give it all for you. I give it all for you by my side once more. I give it all for you. I give it 'cause the mountains I climb get higher and higher. I'm running from time and walking through fire, and dreams just don't come true. But now there's you.
God knows it's easy to hide from the things that you feel, and harder to blindly trust what you don't understand.
God knows it's easy to run from the people you love, and harder to stand and fight for the things you believe.
Nothing about us was perfect or clear, but when paradise calls me, I'd rather be here. There's something between us that nobody else needs to see.
There were oceans to cross,
There were mountains to conquer,
and I stood on the
and I stood on the
shore.
corner of the second finished, my scene partner and I shook hands, and there was a standing ovation. Wow, it was amazing. And we won, and we took first place, and it was the greatest moment of my life. And my parents weren't there to see it. And thinking back now, I think, why did I do it? Why did I defy my parents? Because I'm not gay. So why did I do it? And the only reason I can think of is I wanted to win. Yeah, I wanted to win so badly. We met, of all places, in front of Christine's, some freakishly cold winter's day. I had on several unflattering layers of wool. He slipped on the ice with his grocery bags full. So I rescued some Fruit Loops he'd dropped by the curb, and he made some remark that my smile was superb. I thought that was sweet, and I started to go, and he said, "Hey, what you doing tomorrow? Because I'll be here at the corner of Bleecker and Mercer tomorrow at 7. If you want to meet up, I'll be waiting right here. And in case there are two fellas waiting for you, my name's John." He waved, and then he was gone. Needless to say, I went back there to meet him, mostly to see if he'd show, and there he was out in the cold with his jacket pulled tight. He took me to dinner and kissed me goodnight. The next week we went to this terrible play, and the week after that drank hot chocolate all day, when suddenly 8 or 9 months had flown by when he said, "Hey, what you doing the rest of your life? Because I'll be here right beside you as long as you want me to be. There's no question, there's nothing I've wanted so much in my life. This might sound immature, but I'm totally sure you're the one." And we had just begun. We got hitched in September, our favorite month, with a rock band that played in this old synagogue. And we bought an apartment on West 17th Street and talked about children and getting a dog. Our first anniversary came in a flash. We promised we'd take the day off. He had to stop into the office that morning, and so I went walking uptown to this bakery I know, when I heard on the street what I thought was a joke, till I noticed the sirens and saw all the smoke. So I'm running back home with this feeling of dread to the voicemail he'd left, with the last words he'd said. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin your evening by bringing up all of this stuff. You're probably wondering why I even called you tonight. Well, today something happened that spooked me up. I saw this storm cloud of papers fall down from the sky, and I thought of that day, and I started to cry. When sure as I breathe, I heard John, clear as day, saying, "Hey, you're allowed to move on. It's okay. Because I'll be here, even if you decide to get rid of my favorite sweater. Even if you go out on my birthday this year, instead of sitting at home letting all of life's moments pass by. You don't have to cry, because I'll be here when you start going back to the places we went to together. When you take off my ring and you let yourself smile, and you meet someone handsome and patient and true, and he says that he wants to be married to you. So you call him one night and he meets you downtown, and you find finally answer him yes. Yes, Jason, I will marry you. I will give you my heart. It has taken so long, but I'm ready to start. Right now, John's whispering congrats in my ear because I finally let myself tell you that I will be here.